my younger audience who may not understand this, there was a time when the channel MTV played a lot of music videos. Now the M in MTV makes sense, doesn't it? Music. As MTV started to turn into a bunch of garbage reality shows or TV shows about babies having babies, there was a time when a claymation show existed called Celebrity Deathmatch. And it was exactly what it sounded like. You got to watch exaggerated clay versions of celebrities violently and aggressively beat the crap out of each other. It held more content value than just seeing Jim Carrey taunt Mariah Carey with his ass. The hosts of the shows and the interviewers of the celebrities had their own life story and commentary that happened throughout the episode, in and out of the fight room. Honestly, it was a pretty enjoyable idea that was a lot of fun to watch. Actually, if I'm right, I'm pretty sure that MTV is currently trying to reboot this show for the generation of baby making babies. That's you guys. Now, I'm pretty sure that the rule of thumb is that when you have a big TV show or a big movie that's really successful, it gets a video game. And with a premise that already sounds like a great fighting game, it made perfect sense to make Celebrity Deathmatch a video game.
Welcome to Celebrity Deathmatch. I'm Johnny Gomez.
I'm giving myself the option of taking a dump while you set this game up. Be right back.
As the game boots up, you are shown the hosts of the show, and the commentary is honestly pretty funny. It feels just like the show right off the bat.
Can you smell that, son? That's the smell of stale jockstraps.
You are given Deathmatch or episodes as a way to play the game. Deathmatch is what you would do with friends or just against the computer for practice, the equivalent of versus mode. Episodes is the story mode, which consists of 6 episodes with 3 matches per episode. Here for each match, you can select one of the 2 characters, and then you jump right into the game, which has cutscenes detailing the fight and introducing you to the, I guess I would call them your lovable hosts and celebrities. The commentary is full of exaggerated descriptions of the celebrities, and it tends to mock the pop culture of the time and ideas surrounding the celebrities' personalities. It's honestly much what you would expect from a fighting game. Its presentation feels a lot like WWE fighting games because of this. Once you start the episodes, you are thrown into the shoes of your celebrity, and this is where the game begins to fall apart and really show its true colors. The controls are very floaty, and making contact with your attacks on the AI is very spotty and frustrating as you spend more time trying to make sure you are facing your opponent than actually fighting. Not only do most attacks not land, but there honestly just is not that much variety. The attacks try to be comical instead of useful, so when you see an attack the first time, it can be funny or even a bit left field. But then it just gets annoying and repetitive.
Ow! I think I'm gonna lose my lunch.
There is no simple punch and kick. Every attack is some exaggerated attack parodying the celebrity. There is really only 4 attacks to each celebrity. Now, there is a bit of added depth, and as you take a beating or land hits, you have an MTV meter that fills up, and once this fills up, you can launch an over-the-top, comical attack. But the thing is, I always seem to knock out the opponents before this meter was even halfway full, which is the other issue. The game is way too easy, even outside of bad controls. Granted, there is a difficulty setting, but it doesn't allow for much of a difference. Clearly, even the AI struggles with the controls too, throwing punches or attacks nowhere even near you. There are power-ups that spawn on the ring, like extra health, extra MTV power-up, or weapons like guns, but they don't stay long, and by the time you get your character turned and headed into that direction, it's gone. And honestly, they are just cheap and gimmicky, not to mention hard to aim. The game really could have benefited from a lock-on option. When you get your opponent down to the bottom of their life bar, you are prompted with red words on the screen that say, "Kill him," much like you would see in Mortal Kombat. And it is like Mortal Kombat. The character basically stands still so you can attack him or her with a devastating attack. And the ending moves are drawn out and violent like Mortal Kombat and can be very enjoyable.
Good night, Irene!
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a winner.
Can we cut to commercial? I gotta check.
but there is no challenge discovering these attacks. It's a one-button press, and then the attack is played out before you, which leaves that feeling you gain of mastering moves in a good fighting game like Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter an obsolete feeling in this game. The graphics look great for the game. It honestly looks on par with the show, and that's a plus. Even the voice acting is straight from the show, and not just random bits of audio from the show. It's all been recorded specifically just for this game. On the note of presentation, it really gives you the impression that it would be a fun game to play. The game does offer the deathmatch mode to play with friends, but honestly, it's just too clunky, and it just feels like you would have more fun watching the show with a controller in your hand than playing it. There are unlockable characters, which you think would be a plus side to unlock other celebrities you know and love, but the characters you unlock are just wannabe universal monsters or something. Alien, cousin redneck, arm, leg dude, mummy, dumb. From the start of the game, you are given all the celebrity characters you will get, so playing through the campaign in hopes to unlock more celebrities is futile. There is a create your own celebrity option, but options are limited, so it ends up just being a place for you to create a Frankenstein's monster of yourself. Skipping all the cutscenes, I honestly beat the campaign in less than an hour. There just isn't enough reason to justify this game unless you are a huge fan of the show. The visuals and audio are decent, and your first playthrough can lead to some laughs, but before long, it's a repetitive video game that leaves little desire to ever be replayed.
Ron Jeremy just slammed his balls right down on top of her.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a winner.
Enjoy collecting dust for the rest of your life, Deathmatch. At least now you are surrounded by friends instead of in a pawn shop fighting for someone to notice your $4 price tag. It all makes sense to me now.
Trevor Clark has had his say to help you find good games to play. Game reviews, tattoos, and news. Pawning noobs you'll never lose with